Vikes get eliminated. Eagles, welcome. You're in the playoffs. By the way, Packers, the first team ever to win 13 or more games in 3 straight seasons. They were given 13. You could have given a whole lot more. Over came in as well. And why do you watch us? Well, hopefully you watch for the game, because everybody on the program, here's everybody who made a pick. Kenny White said take the over. Check. I told you to take the over. Check. Ryan Wilson said take the over. Check. Jonathan Jones said take the Packers. Check. Every single pick hit. That's why you watch us. I'll put our picks against any other show in the world, and they will not measure up. That's why it's on video, because nobody does it like we do it day in, day out. 4-1.
It's clean.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, Josh Allen threw as many interceptions in the first half at home against Atlanta as Aaron Rodgers has in 13 weeks? I mean, it's insane what he's done. That is your MVP. Trust me. All right, everybody in the pool. Ryan Wilson, who told you to take the over. Check. Brian McFadden, who's been doing it all year long for us, getting it done. Check. Here we go. B-Mac, our 2-time Super Bowl champ, you're first. Green Bay clinches the 1 seed. Minnesota gets eliminated tonight. Philly is in the playoffs. Green Bay right now, do you feel like they're playing their best football? Do you see any holes in their game? Just give me a little scouting report on the Packers as they essentially have 2 weeks off before they're going to play in the playoffs.
I don't think the Packers are playing their best football, and here's why. Eventually, they will get one of the best tackles, offensive tackles in the game back. When you look at their top shutdown-like corner and Jair Alexander, you will get him back. The same can be said for Smith as well, one of the best pass rushers on their defense. So when they get all of those guys back, when you look at the continuity that they already have going, they will be very, very deadly then. They're already the best team in the NFC. But when you factor in those key contributors, you have to like their chances, especially already being in the second round, and everything in the playoffs will have to go through Lambeau, the frozen tundra. Yes, they will be playing their best football because of the additions of the players that I mentioned.
Let me follow up one more to you, B-Mac, and then I'm going to get Ryan in. Do you like the fact that next week doesn't mean anything? So basically you have next week and then a bye week, or is that too much time without meaningful football? I mean, is it crazy to think that it may not be a good thing that they have so much time off?
It is crazy. It's the gift and the curse, right? This is why you work extremely hard to be able to be relaxed in the final week of the season and then have a bye that you can benefit from as well. But they're okay. And the reason why I feel like they're okay, they have an experienced roster led by an experienced player in Aaron Rodgers. He understands what it means to be able to have multiple weeks off before you get back into the thick of things in the playoff atmosphere. So when you look at their roster, when you look at how it's been assembled with experienced players that have played significant ball in playoffs, not to mention the staff, the continuity, they should be okay. I would be more concerned if you had a younger roster with a younger quarterback, a guy that's trying to find himself in this league. Aaron Rodgers has been there, not to mention he's won a championship already, so I think they should be okay.
Ryan, what's the weakness for Green Bay? We know it's not the quarterback. We know it's not Devontae Adams, but if you're looking at this team right now, if you're going to attack them, what's their weakness as they again win 13-plus games in the regular season?
It's the defense, and B-Mac talked about some of the guys they're missing there, Smith and Jair Alexander, and you hope to get those guys back. But they can be run on, and they can have struggles getting off the field. The good news is you have those guys on offense you just talked about, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, now A.J. Dillon. We saw big games from all those guys, and even some Alan Lazard played well as well. And if the offensive line continues to gel, the defense may not matter that much. And I've said all year that there are no real great defenses in 2021 and now 2022, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. But there could come a time once they do play that playoff game where they need their defense to get off the field, and they're going to have to be able to do it. And if so, then Aaron Rodgers is going to come in and work his magic. But as B-Mac alluded to for the last few minutes, playing at Lambeau Field after a week off is exactly where you want to be if you're the Green Bay Packers. And you talk about them winning 13 games in 3 straight years. They've done it all with Matt LaFleur, who was a rookie head coach 2 years ago, and now he's done this back-to-back-to-back, which is something we probably don't talk enough about because we're too busy talking about how good Aaron Rodgers has been.
Well, Coach LaFleur has it done for his team, and they are, there it is, most wins through 3 seasons in NFL history. Matt LaFleur, he's ahead of George Seifert. I mean, it's George Seifert, so I don't know what this list really means considering you just passed George Seifert, but there you go. Matt LaFleur, most wins through 3 seasons in NFL history. All right, Ryan, Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. It's over. It's done. Hold all calls. We have a winner. True or false?
I'm hesitating because, of course, Tom Brady's at the other end of the phone line making that phone call. But I'm going to go true. I love what Aaron Rodgers has done, and I've said this from back in August, that this has been the Aaron Rodgers Vindictiveness Tour, proving all his doubters wrong, and those doubters are perceived or otherwise, because most people can agree that he's one of the best players ever in the National Football League. But I love what he's done. He's won games this year without a defense, as we've talked about. He's done it without Devontae Adams. He's done it with a spotty offensive line that's been beset with injuries. He's done it with injuries at the running back position. So he can win any number of ways. He makes so few mistakes. And we've seen Tom Brady have some clunker of a games. He's thrown some interceptions that leave you scratching your head. And while I think Tom Brady, what he's done is hard to wrap your brain around as a 44-year-old, I think what Aaron Rodgers has done, what perhaps be his last year in Green Bay, I think he deserves the award. And I'm all for Aaron Rodgers proving all his doubters wrong, whether they exist in real life or not.
Yeah, I agree with Ryan. I think in totality, when you look at how successful his team has been, having the number 1 spot would trump, Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady's probably going to finish the season throwing for over 5,000 yards, 40-plus touchdowns. It was just huge, but he has more turnovers. Aaron Rodgers has been so smart with the football. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers has a total of 4 interceptions. And remember, he threw 2 week 1. So since week 1, he's been playing some of the best football when it comes to being clean and smart with the football. So, yes, I'm right there with you. I think Aaron Rodgers will be the MVP when it's all said and done. Individually speaking, he's been balling, not to mention they have the best record in the NFC.
Yeah, it's over. Aaron Rodgers is going to be the MVP. I'll say it. I mean, I love Tom Brady, but Aaron Rodgers is the MVP this year. All right, B-Mac, back to you. Same thing. Next one. Green Bay is the best bet of any team to wind up in the Super Bowl. Any team, either conference. True or false?
True. The NFC, their strongest competitors have some issues. Tampa, they're not healthy, right? And we see their different ball club when they're not as healthy as they've been. The Cowboys, offensively, they have some issues. They're not the explosive, consistent offense that we thought we would see around this time. And the Rams, Matthew Stafford is starting to become a hit or miss. So when you look at the top 4 teams outside the Green Bay Packers, who do you believe really can challenge and scare the Green Bay Packers? I don't know, because of all the concerns that I mentioned. So yes, I think they have, I don't want to say the easiest road to get to the championship game, but when it comes to competition, right now, all the other teams that are currently in the top 4 outside the Green Bay Packers have some major issues. And because of that, and traveling to Green Bay, yes, you have to like their chances when it comes to NFC competition and the best in the AFC.
And they are the 1 seed in the NFC. The AFC 1 seed looks like it's going to be Tennessee. All they have to do is beat Houston next week, and they're the 1 seed. So I'm tempted to say Kansas City is still the team most likely to wind up in the Super Bowl. But they have to play that opening week, and they're going to have to go on the road. Green Bay, they have nothing to play for next week. They get a week off. Then they got to just win 2 home games, and they're in the Super Bowl. Ryan Wilson, true or false? Green Bay is the team most likely to end up in the Super Bowl.
True. And I'll repeat what I said at halftime. Before the season back in August, I had the Packers going to the Super Bowl, so I have a vested interest in this actually playing itself out. But BMAC has laid out why this makes the most sense. You have trouble finding a team that's playing as well and as consistently as the Packers. Offensively, they're doing everything you want, and they do it week in and week out. Defensively, they've been a little inconsistent. But like I said a moment ago, defenses around the NFL aren't great. And right now, if you told me the Titans end up being the number 1 seed, I sort of like their chances in the AFC only because Derrick Henry's coming back, and we know what he does in January. He just drags defenses up and down the field for 60 minutes and allows them to advance, usually to the AFC Championship game. But in the NFC, who is going to provide any sort of who's going to slow up the Packers? Luckily, the Cardinals played great on the road, but again, that can be hit or miss, and the weather will certainly be a factor. And I'm with BMAC 100%, and I say this for the last few weeks. Is Matthew Stafford just Jared Goff with a better PR firm? Because it seems to me he is the reason this team is struggling offensively. And then, EK, you and I talk about Dak Prescott's struggles and not playing big in big games. I think that he's in the same conversation with Matthew Stafford in terms of not showing up when his team needs him to. And I don't know if that's going to magically change once playoff football starts.
Yeah, as I said, Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, and Kirk Cousins. Tell me what the difference is. Kirk Cousins has won a playoff game on the road. Matthew Stafford has never won a playoff game. Dak has never won on the road. And all three guys never beat anybody good, and they never come back against anybody. And if you look statistically, they're all very, very, very good. And they'll get a chance, at least Dak and Matthew Stafford, to change that narrative. Kirk Cousins will not, because Minnesota is not going to be in the playoffs. So, we talked about Green Bay. We congratulate them on being the 1 seed, but now over to Minnesota. And I'll go with you, BMAC. Either, neither, or both. Minnesota's going to have a new coach. Minnesota's going to have a new quarterback. Are they going to have either, neither, or both? I love that sigh. You know I love the BMAC smile, sigh, groan combo. That means it's a good card. They get the little rub of the temples. It's terrific. Go ahead.
All right. You said either, neither, or both.
Yep.
New quarterback, new coach.
Yep.
I just say new coach. I think Kirk Cousins is the best option. I don't see them getting, fancy and trying to create another opportunity to bring another guy in. But Coach Zimmer might be on the outside looking in. This was a huge game. Now, granted, maybe he had some leeway because Kirk Cousins wasn't able to participate. But when you look at it in totality, how inconsistent they've been, the close ball games they should have won, I think they may have a new coach next season.
All right, well done, gentlemen. Again, we congratulate the Green Bay Packers. They are the 1 seed. The road to the Super Bowl goes through Lambeau in the NFC. They will have a meaningless game next week against the Lions. They will have a week off, and then they will have to win 2 home games to go to the Super Bowl and represent the conference. They've been on the doorstep each of the last 2 years. Well done, Ryan Wilson and Brian McFadden. Speaking of well done, there you go. Look, that's why you watch, right? You go to other shows. They have people that really don't do this all the time. They're not necessarily sure. They're trying to get people, build up certain people. All we do is win, win, win no matter what. That's it. That's right. DJ Khaled, Kenny White, and Ryan Wilson. All we do is win, win, win no matter what. And if you watch the show, that's why I love It's on Tape. This is not one of those, oh, well, that was easy after the fact. We're killing it before kickoff. That's why you watch.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.